Welcome to the third video of tasks in Scala. In this video, we're going to be talking about classes and objects. The task for this video that you will be able to complete afterwards is create a restaurant template and a sushi restaurant and a pancake restaurant implementation of the template. You will know all about what I mean with that after the video. So as always, I would definitely suggest to write along to get a feeling for the language. So classes and objects and a rooster in the background. Amazing Nicaraguan vibes. A class, we can basically say that it is a template or a blueprint. I put it between parentheses just so you don't take it super literal. So when a class would be the template or a blueprint, then the object is the actual instance of the blueprint of the class. Okay, so object is class instance. Boom. So for example, just to make a comparison, a class would be the blueprint of a really tall building, for example, but it's just the blueprint, nothing else. And then the object is the actual building itself. And that building, of course, needs the blueprint. Okay, so that's the difference. Let's just create a class. You do that with the word class, really easy. Then the name, I'm gonna create a country class. And then 2 brackets, and that's it. This is the class. Now I have a class. But this is a little bit boring, and I think every country will have a name. So we're going to add a name to this class. Okay, now we're going to create an object, which is a class instance. Val Nicaragua, for example, which will have the type country. And I create the class instance with the keyword new country, and then I pass it the name, because that's what I said here, that I need a name to start with. Now we have our object. So we have a class, country, and we have one class instance that is Nicaragua. Now we can make another class instance, which is called the Netherlands. This is also going to be a country. It's just going to have a different name. Let's just write it like this. Okay. Well, that's it, but now we cannot do very much. So here I'm going to add a function that is called greeting from country. So this is a function within the class. It doesn't take any additional input. And what I'm going to do is just say that I'm going to print an interpolated string that says greetings from, and then I'm just going to use the name of the country like this. So we have the function definition within this class. And now we're going to use it, and you do it as follows. You take the actual class instance, the actual object, so for example Nicaragua, and then you invoke the function on that object. Greeting from country. Let's see what it does. Greetings from Nicaragua. And then if I would do the same thing on the other instance that we made, which is the Netherlands, then it's going to say greetings from the Netherlands. So that's really cool. I just added this function one time within the class, but it's available on both of these objects because they use the same template. So that is super convenient and super cool. Okay, now we're gonna look at an example that is similar to what you are going to do. Create an animal class. So here you could also write template, but now you already know that with template I mean class, create an animal class, and of that make an Oli and an Sami implementation of the template. So Oli is my cat and Sami is my mom's dog, so amazing inspiration. Now, the perks of this template are going to be that an animal has the eats function. This eats function is going to have the name of the food as the input, and the output, we can make it something like yummy, yummy for my tummy or so. I don't know. Tummy this. And then here we want to fill out the food, maybe. And each animal has a different name. Okay, so we're going to create the animal class, just like we did with the country. And it's going to have the eats function. So we're going to define the eats function. And it's going to have the input of the name of the food. So we're going to give it a string as input. And we're just going to print an interpolated string. Yummy, yummy. For my tummy, this, whatever the food is. And then the last part is that each animal has a different name. So we're going to do that just like we did with the country. We can add the name right here. Okay. This is the template. This is the class. Now we're going to make 2 implementations of the template. One for Oli and one for Sami. So Oli is going to be of the type animal, and we pass on the name of Oli. Now we can try out the eats function. So for example, Oli eats fish. Let's see what that prints. Yummy, yummy for my tummy, this fish. Okay. And now we're also gonna define Sami, also an animal. And we do that in exactly the same way. And let's see, what is Sami going to eat? Sami is maybe going to eat some chicken. Perfect. Yep, so that is all for the information that you need. Now, going back to the task that you will be able to complete right now is that you are going to create a restaurant class and a sushi restaurant and a pancake restaurant implementation of the class. Okay, so implementation, you can also read that as instance. So you're going to have 2 objects and 1 class. And for the perks of the class, I have some more information here. So a restaurant will have the create reservation message function. That is the same message that I used in the last video as an example, but you can make your own fun implementation of it. We'll have the input of the last name, the number of people, and the time of reservation, and then the output is the reservation message. And each restaurant will have a different name. So that should be totally doable, right? Good luck, and I'll see you in the next video.